The next thing we are going to do is transfer from rear brake to clutch while holding the bike in one position. So the goal here is to roll up, hold the bike in one position, then add the rear brake, pull the clutch in completely. So the bike is holding you in one place, but you're using your rear brake.
Okay.
Then going back to the clutch slip and releasing the rear brake. We're trying to switch back and forth almost as quickly as possible without moving. So if the bike is moving back and forth in your switch, you need to get better at finding the friction zone. The reason why we're doing this is so you can learn how to find that exact place in the friction zone quickly. So you're going to hear the bike go into that friction zone slip and then come back to an idle. Then go into that friction zone slip and come back to an idle. The quicker you can find that friction zone, that's the more honed in your clutch finger is. And really, this is like dexterity with your clutch finger. It's very important to have dexterity, especially in very technical terrain, to be able to feel that friction zone when you're on the outside, the inside, holding it in the middle. That's how we load the engine. That's how we collect power. We're going to get really in depth with that as we move forward. So the more dexterity you can kind of create with that clutch finger, the better off you are. I always say, like, I've used my middle finger my whole life for the clutch. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but I've used my middle finger for so long that if I switch to my index finger, I'm not a good rider anymore. Because this finger's pulled in the clutch a billion times, and this is pulled in the clutch not very many.
Yeah.
You know, so that dexterity is extremely important, and this is a great practice for that dexterity. So I will show you. Rolling up, holding the bike in one position. So we're no brakes here. We're at that steady low RPM. I add the rear brake. I've got the clutch in.
Clutch in, yeah.
Clutch in, we're idling. I go back to the slip, and I release. Now the goal here is to be able to switch back and forth. Oops, missed my foot. Switch back and forth without moving, just like this. You can see how quickly I can find that friction zone. Listen to that bike.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
All right. This is also a good one for, like, if a rider climbs a hill and doesn't make it, being able to go right into that friction zone and hold it there and being comfortable with that friction zone instead of panicking and pulling the clutch in, which again is so common. Riders don't make it up a hill, they panic, they pull the clutch in, they start rolling back, or they just like stall the bike and dive off to the side.
Yep. The
confidence in knowing that's the friction zone, that's gonna hold me in one position. It's very, very important, and this is a good little practice for it.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. We are offering 20% off today only. I don't know our deals. Today only, 20% off Moto Academy Essentials line. Grab yourself a new hat. These hats are amazing. Grab yourself a t-shirt. Go to themotoacademy.com. Everything Moto Academy Essentials today only, 20% off. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, your rear brake's high.
Yeah.
Really high.
Doing those slow wheelies.
Oh.
A little bit of movement there, right? Nice. So overlap them just a little bit.
Yeah.
Front rear brake in. Slip. Rear brake off. There you go.
I'm trying to figure out which finger on the clutch I like too. I was using 2 and I went back to 1.
Not bad, dude. So you can see there. It's quite challenging to find that friction zone quickly. You could tell the difference between how quickly I was able to just kind of switch back and forth, rear brake, clutch, rear brake, clutch, rear brake, clutch. Again,
each time it was further out, I guess, than what I expected it to be.
Yeah, and that's another thing is, like, I tend to run my lever out a little bit further, just so I don't have to work so hard to pull it all the way in.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, yeah, I mean, that we're using the clutch so much in technical terrain. It's like, that's where that friction zone is. I could kind of tell that's what you were dealing with, is like you're not used to where that is. It's a little bit
Yep.
further out. But regardless, the
I
goal
think that,
is
that
to,
would just take 3 minutes and I'd
yes,
be able to, yeah.
exactly. And just finding that really quickly is super important. All right, dude.
This is good. This is good stuff.
Awesome.
I hope all the moto people are going to do this,
Yeah.
because this is important. We talked yesterday about just sort of the cross-pollination of enduro guys riding moto guys going off-road, and it's two wheels. All of this stuff is helpful.
Yes.
You never know what type of weird situation you're going to end up in.
I completely agree, man. And I say it in every clinic that I teach. You want to be the most adaptable rider possible. And that's what my goal always is. In my progression, it's like, if I come around a corner and there's a jump or a hill climb or a boulder or a log, I can come around the corner and confidently attack whatever it is. And I believe that the most adaptable riders are the best riders. And that's what the goal is. And I love seeing the enduro guys coming in and taking classes from you, and vice versa, the moto guys coming in and taking classes
Yeah.
from me. And I think
Starting
it
to
just
see
grows
more
the
of it,
sport.
which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think up next, we take the clutch control,
Okay,
we take the balance we worked on, and we put them together.
great.
Awesome, let's do it.